In January 2010, Esther Arunga, a television anchor, would meet Quincy Timberlake, a man who would become very familiar to not only her, but the Kenyan public. The place would be a 10-bedroom Runda home belonging to Esther's cousin, Joseph Helen. All Esther and Helen knew about this sprightly young man was that he was returning after a long spell in the diaspora and needed a place to stay as he settled back into the country. Helen, going by the fact that he once schooled with Quincy, obliged.
He was staying in the same room as my youngest brother, who was living with me at that time as well. And from there, they continued talking. Esther would go to work and come back, and then they would talk and stuff like that. And then their relationship started developing. And Esther's mom got wind of it.
Esther's parents would soon call her home and attempt to persuade her to break it off with Quincy. Esther refused. That is when things in what seemed to be a budding fairy tale love between Quincy and Esther took a dramatic turn. In the span of a few days, Helen would be arrested at his home and charged for allegedly operating a cult, a brothel, dealing in firearms and narcotics. Upon his release, Helen would look for Esther, who disappeared during the whole ordeal.
We discovered that she had been taken to Chiromo Medical Center. It's a place where you take people with mental problems. Yeah. And we discovered that she had been injected with that kind of stuff, and then her parents took her home. She got into contact with Quincy. Quincy, I don't know how they're communicating, because Quincy was at industrial area, a remand prison. And Quincy advised her to escape from home. So she escaped from home and came back to Runda. So the first thing we did was that we got a lawyer, and the lawyer drafted a restraint order against her parents and against the police.
Reports of Esther suing her parents for 300 million shillings emerged, and her relationship with her family quickly deteriorated, while her dealings with Helen and Quincy deepened.
Take back Kenya and change we can count on, and all things are possible. Our salute is that.
Then came the placenta party, of which Quincy was the chairman, Helen was a spirited presidential candidate, and Esther his trusty running mate. This was seen as a red herring to distract the public from the scandal surrounding Helen's Finger of God church that was deemed a cult by authorities. Helen's religious and political relations with Quincy soon fizzled when the jazz musician realized he was being taken for a ride by a professional con man. He says he confronted Esther on the same, causing her to distrust him, and so the two fell out.